what does this mean for Josh Allen's legacy if he does not make the Super Bowl this year?
Same as it did for Dan Marino or Jim Kelly.
Mm.
You know, you Josh Allen's breaking every record in the book right now in terms of passing Cam Newton, and he wanted to get to 40 today, but he didn't. They obviously wanted to make sure that he was rested and healthy. Which, if he played all your other starters, why?
Yeah, yeah, right,
But
yeah.
he is the first quarterback, even though he wanted to be the first quarterback to hit 40 plus touchdowns in 6 seasons in a row. He is the first quarterback to hit 39 plus touchdowns 6 years in a row. So I'll take it. But
That's an
you know,
insane stat, by the way. That's
Ridiculous. No,
fucking insane.
that's ridiculous.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
ridiculous.
he's the only one. But
That's insane.
same with Dan Marino though. Dan Marino was one of the he was like the most accurate quarterback there ever was, and he didn't win a Super Bowl. He went though, but we went to the AFC Championship twice. My thing is that we just, for some reason, the Bills got some sort of bad karma against them, which is why I got my little candle lit right now. St. John's is burning. Get rid of all the bad juju from this team. But you know, we got for some reason we have this bad history of playing dynasties in this. When it comes to trying
Wait,
to get
wait,
to the Super
sorry,
Bowl.
sorry, sorry to cut you off. Fam, you do not have a Jesus Josh Allen candle,
Oh
dog.
yeah, I pulled out the props.
Like you don't, bro.
Come
Put it
on,
back in the
do
camera
that,
again,
do
bro.
that.
Yo, come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, somebody from Hot Legs got that for me. It was too funny.
That
I had to
that is
keep it.
that is amazing. That is an amazing piece of something, whatever
Oh
that
yeah.
is. That is an
And
amazing piece of swag.
JPS, dude, I gotta be honest with you, man. And this is just, I have my biases, obviously being
Yeah.
in the pod, but I'm just really trying to be fair and honest here. I gotta tell you, if there is any year where your Bills, I don't want to say the Bills don't have any excuses because obviously, in terms of how complete your team is, it's not complete, right?
Right.
You've had better defenses, you've had better offensive skill players to help Josh Allen in the past. I got you, but
Hmm.
there will. I don't know if there will ever be a better opportunity to win a Super Bowl than this year.
I
So,
know.
how do you feel about what happens if Josh Allen and the Bills don't win it this year, bro? How are you feeling?
I'm looking at week one against the Jaguars before anything else. You know, uh, if they don't win it, obviously we got to sit and look at how the fashion that they don't win it. Let's see how the game goes. But I think you're right. This is our best chance. The only person that we might have in the playoffs that hasn't been expected so far. We're going to see what happens with this Ravens Steelers game going on. Lamar might be in the playoffs, and historically, we've matched up a few times in the
Yeah.
playoffs. Obviously, we have a bad history against Jacksonville, both when Tyrod was the starter and when Josh Allen was the starter. They've knocked us off in the playoffs. Houston definitely has our number, and nobody wants to play that defense right now.
Nobody wants to play that
Nah,
defense
So,
except for the Colts, ironically, which was kind of crazy because they was in
which
a
was,
dogfight.
yeah, the Colts
you know
was
what it
a
was, Riley? Hey man, they had no tape on Riley. Riley said, "Man, pick it up for y'all."
for sure. But at the same time, I saw CJ a couple times, and I'm like, he makes mistakes still. So I
Yeah, he
think
does.
that's
He
I
does. He
think
does.
that's their weakness. I think
I will
their
say,
defense gives him chances, but that's their weakness.
I will say, Herbie, and credit to the Athletic podcast for this because I agree with this sentiment. They were comparing the units and they were saying like, hey, which unit do you trust going into the playoffs? And in terms of offenses and defenses collectively in the AFC, who
Right.
has a more dependable unit than the Texans in terms of their defense? That's
Right.
probably the best single group out of everybody playing.
Yep.
Yeah. And
Yep.
if yeah, that defense is pretty crazy, bro. Like
Yeah,
Will
My
they're
Anderson,
dream
Daniil
matchup was
Hunter,
them going
like
against the Jaguars week one. That was what I really wanted, but that
so
didn't happen because they
that
decided this.
the
The Bills decided to win.
and I want to highlight this comment again because this speaks to something that just might be the case, bro. The bad karma is Sean McDermott. It was a very stupid decision to play your guys today. Y'all didn't need to win. Like the
yeah.
team that you guys should have played should have been the Patriots. It should have been the 2-7. Like you're
Well,
right.
I get why they played all of our offensive guys, like our receivers and stuff. Like I get why they did that because they want to get them moving. They want to get them loose before getting and like figure out some stuff in the playoffs. Outside of that, I mean, we played James for what, a series, and Josh played one play. So like I'm not mad about the offense, but the defense, what are we doing? Like our defense is Dalton Kincaid should be protected at all times because we learned very quickly that Joe Brady's offense doesn't work without Dalton Kincaid as a safe option.
Yeah.
Like the screen pass only works so many times before they just jump the route. You know what I mean? And then the defense, I mean, Maxwell Hairston having an injury, I'm hoping for the best, but at the same time, like Trey White got so picked apart versus the Patriots with Stephon Diggs that game. I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, you're getting old, you're getting slow, you're getting burnt. So now I'm sitting
You
here
can't get
worried.
burnt by the guy that's slow too. Like Stephon Diggs, that
Yeah.
boy, he ain't even got no Achilles no more, bro. He shouldn't be dusting nobody, bro. So if he does a trade right, god damn,
Yep.
All
goodness
he does, all he
gracious,
does now is personal chefs, but
yeah, and a lot more, and a lot more. And we out here choking bitches. Come on, dog. What you doing, man?
Relax.
Wildin'. All right, so let's do this. Let's do this. Let's bring this conversation back to Josh Allen, right? So, I want to go ahead and add some context to
mm,
this portion of the conversation in regards to what happens, how Josh Allen is viewed if he does not make the Super Bowl, right? So, I have two different lists. Actually, I have two different type of lists. There's going to be the list of the quarterbacks who have never won a Super Bowl and the best quarterbacks to never make a Super Bowl and where he is on that list. And then the more important conversation, which is I have the list of all-time great quarterbacks in the year, the playoff years that their main oppositions, the quarterback of their generations, the guys that they went against, did not make the playoffs with them, man. So let's
mm,
start with the list of all-time great quarterbacks to never win or make a Super Bowl. This is to never win a Super Bowl. We obviously know the main guys, right? Dan Marino, Jim Kelly, Frank Tarkenton, and that's just a high end. And then you got the next tier:
stop.
Matt Ryan, Steve McNair, Donovan McNabb. It's more people, but that is where if Josh Allen doesn't win a Super Bowl, he's in that list. He's with Matt Ryan. He's with Dan Marino, and he's with Jim Kelly. He's truly
Mm,
one of the greatest
Yeah, yeah.
quarterbacks of his generation.
Yeah,
yeah,
Whatever, right?
that's no
for
brainer.
sure.
Yeah, that's,
This is the next list. The best QBs that never played in the Super Bowl. Warren Moon, Phillip Rivers, Dan Fouts. The fact that Tony Romo's name comes up here shows that if you're really great, you at least make it to the Super Bowl. Tony Romo should not be making these lists. Like, I love Tony Romo, really good. The fact that you see his name associated with best QBs to never play in the Super Bowl, that shows you that the great ones make it there.
Hmm.
Randall Cunningham, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. That is the company that he keeps. He's clearly the best quarterback of this. Him and Lamar. They are a wide gap between them and Warren Moon and Phillip Rivers and everybody else.
For sure.
They both are in the Dan Marino, Jim Kelly tier.
Mm,
So he has to win one. And the reason why he has to win one is because me doing the research, I looked at Joe Montana, I looked at Peyton Manning, and I looked at Tom Brady. And ironically, all of these guys, they shared the same era. So it applies for all of them, basically.
mm,
Joe Montana, his main ops were Joe Theismann, Boomer Esiason, and Jim Kelly, because he came in '83, and then
mm,
Phil Simms. There's only 1 year where his main ops didn't make it. That is 1998. There was no Joe Theismann, there was no John Elway, there was no Marino, but there was still Warren Moon, Jim Kelly, and Boomer Esiason. That was just
mm.
1 year in the 1980s.
Yeah,
oh,
One.
that's the AFC though, right? That's the AFC.
No, I'm just talking about the
Oh,
people
in
that he
terms
was
of
compared. Like,
right, I got
these are the best quarterbacks of your era. Did they make the playoffs?
you. Got you.
Right?
Got you.
For Tom Brady, it's 1 year. It was 2001. There was no Peyton Manning, but he still had Brett Favre, Rich Gannon, Don McNabb, and Kurt Warner.
mm,
That's it. That's it. This is a very unique situation for Josh Allen to not have Joe Burrow in the playoffs, to not have potentially not have Lamar Jackson in the playoffs. We'll see by the end of the day, and not have his main op in the playoff, Patrick Mahomes.
after beating them all three of them in the regular season.
Right.
Your man's has to do it.
I I know. You know, I know. But the thing is that again, we're asking Josh to play superhero ball. It just is what it
Who's
is.
the
That's
biggest
what
obstacle to you in the AFC? Who's the biggest obstacle? Just
The Texans. The Texans are the biggest obstacle for everybody. I like us to beat. I mean, I like it to go. It could go either way with every other game, but the Texans are the ones that we need to be able to beat. And if we can't beat the Texans, we're dog shit. We don't even. Might as well be a first round exit and get rid of. Start at the chopping. Get to the chopping block. Get some new shit going on.
Well, right now the Baltimore Ravens are up 7-zip. So this
I'm
conversation
watching.
could be mute. You should be rooting for the Ravens, right? Because you don't want this conversation to actually happen. You don't want this to be associated with Josh Allen. Josh Allen didn't even make the Super Bowl, and Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and Patrick Mahomes wasn't even in the playoffs that year. He still couldn't make the Super
hmm
Bowl. You should be rooting for the Baltimore Ravens, so you at
Honestly,
least have Lamar.
I'd rather play the Ravens over the Texans right now. It's crazy. I know it was
Oh,
a
well,
close game. I know it was
I'm
a
with
close
you.
game, but
I'm with you with that. Like for sure, dog.